Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Thrifts. Now this is a video series where I go around my local and not so local charity shops to try and find some nerdy bargains. Recently I went down to Penzance and Land's End with my wife to have a weekend away, and this is actually footage of me trying to record an intro, but my word, it was really windy. Of course this is why I'm doing the voiceover now, but in any case, let's get going. Okay, so let's start off with a bit of hardware. Yeah, I found this sealed joystick in a charity shop. Never heard of it before, but it looked interesting and it was sealed, so it's like new old stock, all that kind of stuff. This is a Dexa joystick. Yeah, I've never heard of that, but I got it anyway for a couple of quid. Why not? Moving on to another charity shop here, and I found this, I guess, a big box PC game collection. I do actually have this already. This is part of the hit list collection. I've actually got two of these, and I would have got this. It seemed to have like all the discs in and the codes and all that kind of stuff. The only thing wrong with it was the kind of box was a bit bad, as you can see. But yeah, pretty cool for a couple of quid. If I hadn't already got this, I would have picked this up very quickly. Onto a glass cabinet here, and inside, alongside the knickknacks and whatnots, I found a sealed copy of the Rise of the Tomb Raider for the Xbox One for £10. Yeah, I already have this digitally, and I didn't really want to pick it up for a tenner because I believe I can get it cheaper, so I ended up leaving it next to that Bluetooth wireless keyboard thing. Pretty good find though. In the media section of that same charity shop, above the CDs, I found a few things. So we got Saints Row the 3rd, 4th, Saints Row 4, that's the one. For the Xbox, got Call of Duty, SSX as well. All games which are pretty cool and fairly decently priced, but in the end I left them for other people. Moving on to another media section, and you can see there's a lot of DVDs here, as well as a few games up top here, including Xbox games, PlayStation 2 games, and a lot of them are pretty generic, not really interesting, but I did find Commandos 2. I was tempted to get this and I didn't know if I had it or not. Turns out I don't, so I could have picked it up, and when I went back to pick it up, it wasn't there, so sadly I missed out on a good deal. Checking the cassette tapes here, because you never know, you might get lucky and find some maybe Commodore 64 or Sinclair games mixed in with those audio cassettes, but this time around there was nothing there. However, there was a bunch of PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games, PSP games. Again, stuff that I'm not hugely interested in. Virtual Tennis would have been good for the PSP, but overall, just stuff that I'm not hugely into or I've got. So in the end, I decided to leave them all. Another packed media section full of DVDs. And top here, there was a bunch of Xbox games, and I was just gonna pass them by because really they're quite generic. Call of Duty, etc., stuff you see all the time. However, when I turned it round to the back, I noticed that it was in Arabic. I believe it's Arabic anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's pretty cool, like a foreign language game. I don't see, well actually I do see quite a few of those, but not Arabic, interestingly. Now this next thing was pretty random and pretty interesting. This was a Final Fantasy 15 t-shirt. I don't know where this came from, is it a special addition to the game or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it was only a couple of quid and I was really tempted to get it, but it was like an XXS, which is like extra small apparently. So yeah, I didn't get it, and to be honest, I'm not interested in Final Fantasy 15, but it was interesting anyway. In a bric-a-brac section here, and I found this interesting kind of case. I didn't know what it was until I opened it up, and as you can see here, I'm doing just that, and kind of struggling a bit because I was trying to do it one-handed whilst filming, YouTuber struggles. But yeah, I was opening it up, and when I did, I found out that it was a pair of Skull Candy headphones. The older version of, I think it's Hoos or something, I don't know, but wireless headphones for a tenner. I actually quite like them. I tried them in the shop to make sure they worked and they connected and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I picked them up, because why not? Moving on to the media section here in that same charity shop, and I found a couple of games among the DVDs. The UFC, you've also got a PSP, UMD, of Gavin and Stacey, Season 1. Never a big fan of Gavin and Stacey, but it was interesting to see a UMD. Don't see a lot of those anymore. As well as this extra thing, which I thought was really cool. This is Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell. I only know this film because of Dead Me and the kill count. But yeah, really cool to see for £1. I was very tempted to pick it up, but in the end I didn't. Jumping ahead in time a little bit here, and this is when my wife and I went down to Penzance and Land's End, and we found a lot of junk shops and a lot of collectible shops, and this is just one of them. Look at the amount of kind of cute, cuddly, soft toys, some nostalgia there, some gaming, films, TV shows. You got like Kermit, Super Mario, all kinds of stuff, like Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats. So many cuddly toys in this shop. It was quite surreal and just a little bit creepy because, hey, cuddly toys can be pretty creepy. Pretty sure at least one of these is haunted. In another part of the shop here, and yeah, lots of collectibles again, this time Star Wars stuff, as well as just a whole other bunch of stuff down there. Books, comic books, little figurines. Really cool to see. I'm not too interested in that stuff, but yeah, pretty cool anyway, especially the Star Wars stuff. Moving a little closer to one of these glass cabinets, and I found Sonic, Jar Jar Binks, Watto, and also tucked up in between them all, a Crash Bandicoot cuddly toy. I do not know if I've got a Crash Bandicoot cuddly toy, and I was so tempted to get him, but in the end I didn't. Kind of regret it because, hey, it's Crash Bandicoot. I adore that stupid marsupial. He's so cool. Always got to check out the local CEX, and this particular shop had quite a few interesting consoles in. Got one of those Core Graphics PC, I assume, mini consoles, as well as them just leaning very heavily into Pokemon this year apparently, and had a sneak peek into the window behind that, and I found a bunch of Dreamcast games right there. And also looking into the window to just the left of where I was standing before, I found this very cute Bidoof cuddly toy. Definitely a wife win with the cute antlers on. He's just a great Pokemon. I adore him. Just on the inside of this shop now, and there were a bunch of retro consoles that I want. Sega Saturn, Sega Mega Drive. I was so tempted to get at least one of these, but I didn't in the end. Some more retro games. Actually quite a substantial collection in this quite small CEX. Especially the Sega Saturn stuff. So tempted to get those. I love the kind of covers they have. The boxes. They're just really cool. Back in at the charity shops now, and I found one of those kind of like really generic retro TV game console things, like plug and play stuff. I don't really have much stock in them. I was tempted to pick this up just to try it for like £2.95, but in the end I decided to just not get it because, I don't know, it just didn't really interest me. Plus the control looks really small. Just a little over in the media section here, and I found CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever. But then up at the top here I found something just a little bit sus. Yes, that is a figure from Among Us. £1.25. I would have got it, but I'm just really not a huge fan of Among Us. It's a good game, it's a meme, it looks sus. Haha. Now something a little unexpected. This is a Jaguar like steering wheel and pedal set for, I believe, PlayStation 2, although it did have an adapter for USB use. This wasn't very expensive at all. I was really kind of surprised at how inexpensive this was. I don't really know the full price of it. I didn't check. But like, you know, it's Jaguar. It's fairly well made. It felt quite substantial. £6.25 or whatever it is, £6.50 in the media section of that same shop here. And yeah, I found a couple of things. PlayStation 2 games like Pacific Warriors 2, Tiger Woods PGA Tour, a bunch of PlayStation 4 games, but they're the kind of PlayStation games that aren't really worth much, like Battlefield, a whole bunch of those. Yeah, I was tempted to pick up one up, but I didn't. And then I found some PSP games, but again, these are games that aren't necessarily good or usable without an accessory, in this case the iToy thing, and then Nintendo Land, which, yeah, I think you need like amiibos for it, I don't know. Now in this next charity shop I did get a little bit excited because I found quite a substantial amount of video games, but when I kind of looked closer at them, they weren't actually that good. I did find Prince of Persia Revelations for the PSP, but it was the Platinum version, which I wasn't too bothered in, and it's not actually that much of a saving compared to like something like CEX. Yeah, a lot of these games were just kind of generic fare, kind of disappointing. Quite a few PS3 games, as well as Daxter for the PSP, but again, Platinum, I do actually already have this game, so yeah, putting that back. Some other stuff there, if you like PlayStation 3 games, and then Xbox One, Xbox 360, just kind of generic games that you really find anywhere else. There was just a lot more of them in this shop, which is kind of sad. This next thing is kind of cute. This is the novelization of the Detective Pikachu movie, and it seemed quite battered, which I assume means the person who had it beforehand flicked through it a lot, which I think is really cool because I still have a huge love for physical books. I know things are like becoming more and more digital, but physical books, always great to see, especially ones that have been well loved. These next finds were quite surprising. Yes, 3 boxes full of gaming peripherals. On top you've got a Thrustmaster Ferrari wheel set, as well as some PlayStation 2 essential gaming collections. I don't know. They were just like piled up here, and it's just really interesting to see. If I had some way of getting them home, I would have got at least one of these. The bottom one, I just wanted to see what was in it, maybe do an unboxing on it, but yeah, in the end I left them. Some more random hardware in the same shop. I found a really bad looking wireless PlayStation 2 controller. I think it's wireless anyway. Yeah, this was kind of chunky, pretty cool, but yeah, I left it. An egg cooker thing. And then this PC Mission joystick. This thing was old and battered and honestly quite gross. Like, I actually opened the box up and there was just like gunk inside there. It had not been kept well at all. On to the media section just around the corner from where I was before, and I found a bunch of Sims 2 stuff for the PC, a lot of expansion packs, all that good stuff. I was tempted to get it, but you know what, I left it. And then Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, soaked expansion pack. Don't have the original game, so there's no point in me having this. In the end, I left them all. Now by this time it was getting dark and it started to rain, and we wanted to go in this Game On shop, which is like a nerdy retreat where you can buy stuff and play board games, and it was really well advertised everywhere, so we decided to go in. Obviously, because it was Christmas, they had a Christmas tree up and it looked nice and pretty. I love the festive season. I love bright trees and decorations and stuff, so yeah, it's nice to see. Now there was a whole bunch of stuff in this shop from all manner of franchises and stuff like Pokemon, Harry Potter, Adventure Time, Marvel, DC, pretty much anything you could think of related to nerdy and geeky culture. Some mystery bags and all that kind of stuff. It was actually a really cool shop. I didn't actually show the kind of gaming section because there was people there and I didn't want to show them on camera, keep their privacy and stuff, but yeah, some cool stuff around here. The thing that really did catch my attention though was this 18-inch deluxe Hellboy figure from Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. This was £150, and my word, the detail on it was just so good. I really wanted this figure, but I just couldn't justify the price. So sadly, I left it. Justify the price. So sadly, I left it. And here is the haul for this particular video. Gonna be honest, I didn't get a whole lot this time around, but the things I did get, I'm very happy with. a sealed joystick, as well as some Skull Candy headphones. Very nice in my opinion. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do all that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.